Hi everyone, this is for discussion board 2, pre-screening interview and setting up a group counseling session. As a teacher in an elementary setting and doing my practicum in an elementary setting, I could see myself pulling a group together, a psychoeducational group together for um, maybe like working on self-control. So in that group, I could foresee having students at the first grade level who were a homogeneous group with the same or similar problems. The group would have anywhere from 4 to 8 members, probably six on average, probably six. And it would meet one time a week for 30 minutes, and the duration would be about 6 weeks long. As far as the steps, I would start by identifying the needs in the school, and this could be done by sending out a staff survey to get the staff's opinion on what some of the needs the students have are. And if self control was one of those, then that's a group that I would start with. Once you determine what group you're going to start with or what group you would like to bring together, then you could send like a questionnaire out to the teachers and have them think about which students in their classroom they feel like would benefit from small group self-help. And once that is done, you could meet with the students and do some of those pre-screening questions, assess the prospective members, what their expectations are for the group, what their commitment is, how much interest they would have in changing those behaviors. You would also need to address any challenges or myths that the students might have. Although I think at the first grade level, there probably would not be many myths that they would be aware of. They might have some negative feelings about working in a counseling group, but I'm not sure they would have a lot of myths that they're aware of at this age. Um, Once you were meeting with the students in a pre-screening setting, you would talk with them and convey the information. Make sure you cover, what this group would be about, what the expectations are, um, stressing confidentiality and the importance of that throughout the group sessions. Um, you would make sure you had some conformed consent. And I know one thing I read about, and a lot of the literature we're reading on this topic, is to make sure you have a balance during this time, that you're not really overloading the student with too much information and stressing them out, because then they will already have a negative feeling about joining a group. So you need to find a balance with kind of feeling out where they are and how they would fit into the group. Um, you would also, for the fourth stage for screening, one of the sentences I read that has really stuck with me is that you need to consider this statement: should this child be part of this group at this time? And I think that's a very powerful statement, because not every person at every time is going to be ready for the group that you have going on. Part of the screening interview, you would need to describe, what you foresee the group, um, what kinds of issues they would be handling, how they would be meeting, what those rules would be. And especially at a first grade level, I think for the rules, you could even, go over, have a visual for them to see and go over the rules, like using the format of, you know, it looks this rule, the rule of not speaking out of turn. It looks like this, it sounds like this is how we're going to do that. Or, not sharing information outside of the group. It looks like this, it sounds like this, and kind of using a visual more similar to a format they're used to in the classroom to help explain a lot of those expectations. You also, during the screening time, want to kind of gauge whether or not the student is a willing participant, if it's something they would like to be a part of and make some positive changes, and rate their interest level to see if they're a good fit for that group. Um, these are all the steps that I would take in considering starting a group, looking into a group, and doing a little bit of groundwork before I got the group started. Thanks.